guy. Trump was like this circus gibbon, constantly screaming and shitting and throwing his shit and humping piles of his own shit to the point that nobody could look away. So when you suddenly close the screaming shit fucking gibbon exhibit and replace it with, like, a sleepy goat, it may be a relief. Maybe you don't even want to hang out at the zoo anymore at all and go do something else. So everyone just moved along and ignored the fact that this sleepy goat still very much holds all of our fates in its cute little hooves. Oh, goat president, look at you, you little guy. I'm glad you're out there making the world better. No! Bad goat president! Oh, naughty! Oh, but look at his little blood-stained hooves! Who's a good bloody goat? It's you. It's you. It's him. Unfortunately, Biden doesn't quite have the charisma of blood goat president, who might have actually just been Satan, I think. His current polling numbers are super not good. Yes, he certainly won by the most votes ever cast for a president, but like, it still really shouldn't have been as close as it was, you know, because of all the obviously bad things Trump did. And so it seems like the people who did vote for Biden didn't particularly like him. His best quality was that he wasn't Trump, which is a precarious starting point. And so we let him run the country with the hope that he'd, like, do something good. Perhaps in a way that would steer us away from the next election just being a return of Trump or a Trump-like figure. And so this is why we really need to steer our attention back to the president. Much like he himself is doing in his recent speech, we too are going to take an unflinching look at how Biden is doing in his first year. So let's begin! No pulling punches. Who's even gonna care, right? Statistically speaking, if you're watching this, you probably don't love Biden. He doesn't really have that obsessive Trump base. There are no Biden mega fans or people going to door proselytizing how great he... I wonder who that could be. I didn't order pizza, and I'm not into pornography yet. Let me slowly get up and answer the door.
Hello, Mr. Cody. You didn't answer the door, so I threw myself through the window. What are you doing?
Hi, Warmbo. Yeah, we were just recording an episode about...
Sounds fun. Episode, yay!
Yeah! Yay! Listen, Warmbo, this isn't necessarily going to be, the most flattering look at your buddy Joe Biden, so you might want to, You're not going to leave, are you?
Warmbo knows his best friend, Mr. Cody, will be fair to his best friend, Joe Biden.
Seems ominous, but okay. We're actually gonna start this off with a look at some of the positive accomplishments of the Biden administration. And then, you know, maybe you'll get sleepy and head out after that.
Warmbo never sleeps.
Just run the next title.
Yay! Good Biden! Good Biden!
Yes, good Biden. It is important to pay attention to the things that he's actually accomplished. Not only because it's good to see where we've made progress and how, but as proof that you actually can do things as the president of a country, which is important when holding presidents of countries accountable for inaction. You know, if we ever actually decide to do that someday. Like if we had more than 2 political parties and didn't have to base our vote off of who we think eats the least amount of shit. Like if accountability didn't basically amount to knowing problems and yelling about them with the hope that Democrats could do something constructive besides just being the less evil option. So fine, here's my fucking vote, you least amount of shit eaters. Just a thought. For example, one of the immediate good things Biden has done is simply reverse a lot of Trump's bad policies. Biden signed 15 executive orders on his first day in office, many of which addressed the terrible decisions of the previous administration, and has in the past year signed 76 total executive orders, as well as a number of memos and proclamations. He rejoined the Paris Agreement on climate change, canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, and signed legislation to regulate the emissions of greenhouse gas methane from the oil and gas industry. While while these actions are, strictly speaking, the bare minimum when it comes to reversing our steady course towards climate disaster, it's at least a reversal from the Trump administration, whose approach to climate change was to do it a lot and hotter. Because again, all the Democrats have to be is slightly better than furious malice. He was a really good wrestling heel for the left in this regard. Like how in July of 2020, Trump ended a 17-year pause on federal executions that resulted in the deaths of 13 people. Biden's Justice Department has since reinstated that moratorium, which is good, but also it's not so much progress as it is just cleaning up after the last guy. Biden also ended Trump's ban on transgender people in the military, again, not a step forward so much as a step not backward from the previous administration. Not saying it's not good he did this, obviously, but it would be neat to lurch out of the stagnation of simply playing tug of war with civil rights. And in fact, that is happening to some extent, as Biden has also directed federal resources to help prevent violence against transgender women. Specifically, having the Office on Violence Against Women fund grants for transgender-serving organizations. The National Institute of Health has also prioritized research on gender-affirming procedures in order to improve standards for both physical and mental health. And speaking of human rights, Biden also signed executive orders stopping the Muslim travel ban and halted construction of the very expensive border cheese grater. He also directed the DHS to begin uniting migrant families that were separated under Trump, although not nearly as many as we need. Not by a long ass shot of a butt. Other Trump policies that Biden has reversed is the 15,000 person cap on refugees allowed to enter the US, which Biden increased to 62,500, which he intends to raise to 125,000, but more on this later. Geez, what else? Oh, he also freed up billions in disaster aid that was meant for Puerto Rico after their hurricane back in 2017. So that's good. Maybe we could have done that earlier, but again, wrestling heel.
I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
Today, with storm preps underway, he blasted the island as one of the most corrupt places on earth, adding, "I'm the best thing that's ever happened to Puerto Rico."
Biden has also reversed Trump's attack on national monuments and native lands. Trump had removed federal protections of New England's Northeast Canyons and Seamounts Marine National Monument and Utah's Bears Ears National Monument and Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument, opening them to land development and mining. This was opposed by conservationists and Native American tribal groups who pointed out that it was an attack on their land and culture. Biden restored the federal protections of these monuments. So again, good in the sense that he's not doing the explicitly bad thing. But it's kind of like praising a babysitter for not pissing directly on your kids. But in his defense, Biden has done more than just reverse some Trump-era policies. In terms of the environment, he tightened fuel efficiency standards so that by 2026, fuel efficiency will be nearly 1/3 higher than it is right now. That's an actual campaign promise he followed up on. And speaking of, he's also been addressing his campaign promise of rebalancing the federal courts after Trump appointed an astounding 30% of federal judges during his term. So I guess that's still a Trump issue, but Biden has gotten more federal judge confirmations at this point in his presidency than any previous president. His appointees are also far more diverse by race, gender, and career experience, including former public defenders, civil rights attorneys, and voting rights experts. So that's good. But also, it turns out the Democrats are across the board just more likely to confirm a racially diverse group of judges than Republicans. Imagine that. Wowee. So it's all still kind of par for the course for any Democrat in office, which isn't to say that's bad. There are even some things that Biden is doing that aren't just business as usual, and we can certainly talk about those after we talk about these extremely good advertisements. As we say in the professional ad biz, slide these products inside of you.
Hey there, kids and kiddos. I hope you are enjoying the video so far. I probably am, I think. Me? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Got lots of energy, tons of focus, and all the vintage Pokemon cards a girl can collect. Way more Pokemon cards than you, I bet. What's my secret? Well, aside from eating the cards to gain their power, I often use AG1 by Athletic Greens, the category-leading superfood product that brings comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition to everybody. It's a drink, you see, a drink that takes all of your usual daily vitamins and puts them all into one convenient and delicious place. It's good. It's like a super boost energy card for your stomach. And If you've been eating your Super Boost energy cards like me, it's great for digestion. Did you know you're not supposed to eat them? Who knew? And who doesn't like good digestion? Just one tasty scoop of AG1 contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including a multivitamin, multi-mineral probiotic, greens superfood blend, and more in one convenient daily serving. I really do love it. Instead of dealing with a bunch of pills,